What's up, fifth graders? It's Mr. Rindo with this week's challenge problem. This week's challenge focuses on percentages, which we all have some familiarity with, but I'm going to go a little bit further with it and help you understand where these percentages actually come from. So we see a sentence on the board. It says, Timmy Tom scored an 84% on his math test. Here's what we know. We know 84% is not bad. We understand percentages a little bit. We know that 100% would mean that Timmy Tom got everything right. And we know that 50% would mean that he got half of them right. And we know that 0% would mean he didn't get anything right. Yet 84%, that is a very specific number. And that number comes from somewhere. And I'm going to help us learn where that comes from and then challenge you guys to start doing some percentage work yourself. So the first thing I want to do is I want to literally write out the word percent. Okay, so here we go. Percent is written that way. And now I want to focus on the actual word parts because it literally is saying percent. And we have a pretty good understanding of the word percent because we've heard it used multiple ways. We've all heard of a century, and a century is 100 years. And we definitely know what a cent is if we're thinking about money. A cent is a penny, and a penny is 1/100th of a dollar. So when we are thinking about percentages, we are thinking about hundredths, okay? So to be clear about something, when Timmy Tom scored an 84%, that means that he scored 84 hundredths of the points correctly. But now I want to make sure you understand something. That does not mean that Timmy Tom's test had 100 questions and that he scored 84 of them correctly. It doesn't mean that there was 100 points and he scored 84 points correctly. That's not what it means. What it means is that Timmy Tom took a test and the score that he got ended up being equivalent to 84 hundredths because that's what 84 hundredths is 84%. So what does that mean? That means that I could actually come up with hypothetical scores. If he scored if he scored an 84%, if I take both of those numbers and split it in half or divide them by 2, that means that maybe he scored a 42 out of 50 on his test because 42 out of 50 is equivalent to 84 out of 100. And if I take both of those numbers and I split both of those numbers in half, well, then maybe he scored a 21 out of 25. So those are possible scores he got because both 21 out of 25 and 42 out of 50 are equivalent to 84 out of 100. And 84 out of 100 is essentially what 84% means. So we are thinking about fractions here. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at a problem. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at this one. It says that Lucy Lou scored a 14 out of 20 on her math test. What percent did she score correctly? So go ahead, pause the video for a moment and see if you can figure out what percentage is equivalent to 14 out of 20. All right, welcome back. Now let's go ahead and take a look at how to solve this problem. So this essentially right here is what we are trying to find out. We're trying to say, okay, 14 twentieths is the same as what number of hundredths? Because then if we know that, then we know what percent we're actually talking about. Now, this one's pretty straightforward for a couple of reasons. Because if I want to find the equivalent fraction for 14 twentieths, essentially what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to rename 20 as 100. And I actually know that I can go straight from 20 to 100 by multiplying times 5. So if I multiply 20 times 5, that actually takes me straight to 100. But then we know the rules of equivalent fractions say that if you multiply the denominator times 5, then you need to do the same thing to the numerator. So I would then have to take my numerator and multiply that times 5. And if you multiply 14 times 5, that gives you 70. So 14 out of 20 is equivalent to 70 out of 100. That means that Lucy Lou scored a 70% on her math test. Now, for the record, some of you guys might have done something a little bit different with this one. Maybe you didn't multiply them by 5. What some of you guys probably noticed is that 14 out of 20 is equivalent to 7 out of 10. Because you could take both of these and and divide them by 2. And that's true. So 14/20 and 7/10, they are equivalent. And if you did that, then you would notice that now you could take this 10 and turn it into 100 by multiplying times 10. So then we would take the 7, multiply it by 10, and it's still going to give us 70 hundredths, which is the same as 70%. All right, I'll be straight. That one wasn't that hard. So let's take a look at our next one. This time we got Billy Bob. Billy Bob scored 9 out of 15 points on a pop quiz. What percent did Billy Bob score correctly? So go ahead and pause it, and when then you're ready, once you think you've solved it, then resume, because I'm going to show you how to do this one. Go ahead. All right, welcome back. So 9 out of 15. Doesn't sound amazing, but it doesn't sound horrible either. So this is what we are trying to solve. 9 out of 15 is equivalent to something out of 100. And so here's my deal. Again, with this one, my goal is to turn this 15 into the number 100. And remember, whatever I do to the 15, then I have to do the same thing to the 9, because that's how equivalent fractions work. Now, what you've probably noticed is that we cannot multiply 15 times anything to turn it directly into 100. So in that situation, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to use division to turn 15 into a number that I could then turn into 100. So right away, I'm like, oh yeah, if I take 15 and divide it by 3, that's going to turn our 3 into 5. And now that I've done that, now I can take my 5 and multiply it by 20, and it gives us 100. So to be real, we've done the bottom. Now we must replicate those steps on top. So I need to take the 9 and divide it by 3. And 9 divided by 3 is 3. And now I must replicate again. Now I need to take the 3 and multiply it by 20. And we know that 3 times 20 is 60. So when Billy Bob scored a 9 out of 15, that's equivalent to 60 100ths, which is the same thing as a 60%. All right, guys, one more problem. And this one I'm hoping is a little more challenging because I want you guys to learn new things. So let's take a look. Jazzy Jeff, oh yeah. Jazzy Jeff scored 11 out of 12 points on his vocab quiz. What percent did he score correctly? Go ahead and pause it, give it a shot, and then when you're ready, once you think you've dominated this problem, then resume the video because I'm going to show you what to do in about 8 seconds here. All right, I lied, 3 seconds. Here we go. So I think you guys have figured this out. We are looking for an equivalent fraction. 11/12 is the same as blank 100ths. So let's go through this step by step. I cannot turn the number 12 into 100 using multiplication, not directly, okay? So I'm not going to try. Instead, I'm going to think about, maybe I could turn the number 12 into a number that I could then turn into 100, okay? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to divide 12 by 3. Because if I divide 12 by 3, that gives me 4, okay? And then, of course, after I do that, the number 4 can be turned into 100 by multiplying times 25. So if I do that, that turns my number, my denominator has been renamed as 100 through those 2 steps, okay? So now I got to replicate that on top. And some of you guys at home are probably like, well, you can't do that because 11 doesn't divide by 3 evenly. And that's true, it doesn't, and that's okay because things don't always divide evenly. So being straight with you guys, 11 divided by 3 is 11/3, okay? Which is kind of strange, like 11/3, that's improper. Yeah, it is improper. So let's go ahead and let's rename it as a mixed number. 11/3 is actually the same thing as 3 2/3, okay? So there we go. Now, by the way, for the record, we've just renamed the fraction 11/12 as 3 2/3, which is bizarre. It's strange, but they are actually the exact same thing. But now our next step is to take this and to multiply it times 25. And to do that, we haven't even really talked much about how to multiply mixed numbers and whole numbers yet, but we can apply some basic principles of math. So in this situation, I'm going to think about this as repeated addition. I am adding 3 2/3 25 times, and I'm going to do that in chunks. So if I add 3 25 times, I know what that gives me. That gives me 75. And now I'm going to do the 2/3 25 times. If I add 2/3 25 times, that would give me 50/3. Okay? So this is weird right now. Like right now, our answer is 75 and 50/3. But at the same time, we know we can't leave it like that because 50/3 is a pretty enormous improper fraction. So by the way, just a quick way to do that, if I want to take 50/3 and rename it, I'm going to go ahead and split 50/3 into 30/3 and 20/3. And the reason I did that is because I know that 30/3 is the same thing as 10, and that 20/3 is the same thing as 6 2/3. Which, by the way, what does that mean? That means that 50/3 is the same thing as 16 2/3. So if I put all of this together, what we know is that 75 and 50/3 is the same thing as 75 and then 16 2/3. And if I add those two things together, 75 plus 16 2/3, that actually gives me 91 2/3. So that would be our missing number. We would say, 11 out of 12 is the same thing as 91 2/3 out of 100. So technically, the percentage is 91 2/3%. But you've probably never seen that on a paper because guess what? We round. So if it was 91 2/3%, we would say that the student scored about a 92%. All right, guys, I hope you found this interesting. And my next week's challenge problem is going to continue to build on this so that we can get even better and even stronger with these ideas. All right, good luck, friends.